What is up, my friend? This is Goswe here from Serene Arts. Today I'm going to show you something very simple. Alright, so it's basically like how to design a birthday flyer just like this one in Pixel Lab. Okay, and after that we are going to add some modifications to it that will make it look poppy, right? So I think we can just start right away, and I hope you are ready for that. Well, don't forget to hit that subscribe button over there, and also don't forget to like this video as it will help the algorithm, right? And of course, if you have any question, anything at all, any appreciation or whatsoever, feel free leave it in the comments below, because I'll actually read through all your comments and help you with any other thing that you need. Good. So I'm tapping on default right now, and of course I always delete this text because I literally don't use it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to import the design so that we do exactly the same thing. So let me import quickly. Okay, so this is the design that we are going to use as our guide. Okay, we are going to use this one as our guide. Let me just put it over here. So the first thing that we have to do is to actually prepare our background, and after preparing the background we can go ahead and do any other thing that we want. So I'll tap over here, go to color, and of course I'll use gradient background. So I'll search through. I'm not sure there is a correct blue gradient background over here. So what I'm going to do is to tap on a plus sign over here and set a new gradient background. So I'm going to tap on this color icon and I'll select blue from here. I want the blue to be dark, something like this. I'll tap on OK, and I'll tap on this slider over here, then tap on the color tool again and pick blue. By this time it should be a little bit light like this. Then I'll change the orientation of the gradient to something like, okay, good. I'll use this for now. Okay, I'll use this, right? So I'll tap on a check mark. Then we have our background being with the gradient blue. Now what we have to do next is to start bringing in some elements that I've actually downloaded. So first off, I'll tap on import, then I'll go through my gallery to look for it. I'm just putting it over there. I'm going to import a second one too. Okay, let me leave this one over here. Now let me lock this since we don't need it right now, so we cannot work on this one. I'm hiding the flyer so that it doesn't distract you. I want you to see exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to leave this one over here, and I'll play with the color first, then I'll reduce the opacity. So look at this. Okay, so I just changed the color of it. It was white. Now I'm going to reduce the opacity of it and leave it like this. I think 20 is good. Then I'll make a duplicate of it by tapping on copy, then I'll bring it down like this. For this one, I'll reduce it way more down than 20. I think, yeah, 9 should be okay. I'm going to lock it. I'm locking both of them right now, but for the top one I think I still have to work on it a little bit. I'm going to reduce the opacity just a little bit small. Okay, 16 should be fine for me. Good. I think we are on track now. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is to enable this particular layer I brought in, make a duplicate of it and lock the duplicate at the top. Then over here I'll work with it. I think I needed to do something first before, so I'll delete the top one. Now I'm going to change the color of it to something like this, and I'll stretch it. I'll put it over here like this, then reduce the opacity of it. Good. Now I can make a duplicate of it and lock the duplicate and hide it for that matter. So the next thing that I'm going to do is to import some 3 shapes. Okay, and it's going to be a circular shape. This is the first one. I'm going to reduce the size a little bit. Yeah, this is okay. I'll tap on a check mark, make sure I position it at the middle like this. I'll make a copy and go to edit, then I'll increase the size a little bit and change the color to this kind of yellow. Then I'll push it to the back, then I'll have to align it to the middle like this. Now once that is done, I'm going to make a duplicate again, go to edit. This time around I'm changing the color to this light blue and I'm increasing the size a little bit again. Of course I have to position it at the middle, then push it to the back like this. Now let's bring in our image and see if what we are doing, we are actually on track. Good. So what we're going to do next is to start entering some text and also bring in the subject. So the subject, I'm going to bring in a subject right now because we need a subject to help us know exactly what we are going to do. So I've used photo room to remove the background of the subject, and I'm just going to bring it in over here like this. So I'm putting the subject over here. Good. At this point we can start entering the text and other thing that we want to do. But before we do that, you know how we do it, right? We've made a copy of this particular yellow effect. I'm going to bring it in. We have to put it on top of the subject, then enable it. Good. I'm going to put it over here. Let me make it a little bit smaller, then I'll put it over here. I'm going to work on this one too as well, make it smaller a bit, then I'll put it over here. This thing is very simple. It shouldn't be anything that you should worry yourself that much about. Okay, it's very simple to do, and I believe you are learning something over here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to enter the text, which is happy birthday. So let's see, happy birthday, make it capitalized, tap on OK, and the font that I'm going to use over here is called Akira Expanded. And of course I know all of you already have access to this particular font. Okay, and I'm actually going to change the color to blue, just like the one we used over here in a design. So I'm going to change the color to blue. Let's do that quickly. Let me increase the size of it, small. Good. Then I'll go ahead and bend it. I'll curve it. Then I have to take my time and position it over here. This is one of the most important things that you need to take your time and work on. Okay, so we have to play with the size so we get it perfectly fit over here. But now let's check something. I'm going to bring in this particular design, bring it to the front and push it over here. Then what I'm going to do is to increase the size like this. Now I hope you all know why I'm actually doing this. I'm going to reduce the opacity of this right now. I just want to see where our design is being put. Okay, all right, I've seen what I'm looking for, and that's good. I'm going to increase the size of my subject a little bit. Then I'm going to select the shapes, the three shapes, 1 2 3. Yeah, then I'll move them to the top together like this. Well, now we can work on the happy birthday test. So let's make sure our test fits properly. That's one thing you need to take note of. Okay, I think this is pretty much okay now. Now let's make a duplicate of it and type birthday. So it's a happy birthday. So let's do this quickly. Now we have to reduce the size, of course, so that I can fit into it. I think this is okay now. Now let's look at something. We are comparing it with this, so we have to be sure our work is on point. Okay, we are comparing with this, so let's see. Okay, happy birthday. That's not bad. That's not bad. So I'm just going to hide this again. Then we proceed with our work. Now I've also downloaded some stuff that I'm going to bring in right now. Let's see how we're going to do that. So I'm going to tap on this hexagonal tool and tap on import, and after that I'm going to go to my gallery and pick it up from my downloads folder. So this is it. I'll have to change the color of it to red. I'm going to change the color of it to red, just as I used in the previous design. So let me do that quickly. Good. Then I can reduce the size way down to something like this, and I have to bring it to this side. I don't know why lately I like using blue backgrounds for designing. I don't know the reason, and the blue color for my design. I don't know the reason. Maybe I don't know. I'm not even Chelsea football fan, but I don't know. I like using blue. Maybe someone is saying I should become a Chelsea football fan. Actually, I don't support any football club. The one that wins, good. I'm there. Okay, that's just by the way. Anyway, Chelsea supporters, maybe I should come and join you one day. That's if God permits. I should come and join you one day. Okay, so what I'm doing over here is an alignment stuff. I want to use the grid tool to align these two arrows properly. So I have to bring this one down small so that it can be well aligned with the other one. Good. At this point, I'm going to make a duplicate of this two tests. So I'll tap on copy and I'll leave it over here. Then I'm going to select the happy as well and make a copy of it. Make a copy. Now I have to increase the size. Okay, I have to increase the size, and I'm going to work on a curve effect as well. So that's 85. Okay, I think 85 is good. Now let's work on the birthday. Let's change the color to white as well, so that it can be visible for each and every one of you watching currently. What is the essence if you cannot see exactly what I'm doing? Then that means there should be no reason for me doing a tutorial if you cannot see what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm going to make this one to the curve effect to also be 85. Good. Now I'm going to put it just here. Okay, we have to, not we, I have to. I'm the one doing the tutorial, so I have to. Why did I say we? We, as if like we are many doing the tutorial at once. It's just me doing the tutorial, so yeah, I have to merge the two. But before I merge the two, what I just did was I have to position them together at the middle. So I'm now going to select both of them and merge them. So after merging, I can now work on what we call the color. I said what we call, but what I call color, and after all, it is color. So I'm going to change the color. I want to use something nice. Okay, I don't know if the white will help us, but let me see. Of course, I'm going to push this to the back a little bit. Okay, something like this. Then I'll have to reduce the opacity. That's the effect we need to work with. Okay, you have to reduce the opacity of this, and you make a duplicate of it. Okay, the color, we may change the color later if the need be, but for now let's work with this. So once you duplicate it, you rotate it and bring it to the down over here. I think I'm going to increase the size. No, I like it this way. I'm not going to increase the size again. I think I like it this way. Now this is how we like it in the town. I don't know if some of you have watched that kind of, I don't know, is it comedy or it's an audio, maybe on Snapchat. Well, this is how we like it in the town. Okay, I'm just reducing the opacity further again. So I think I'm going to use something like 4%, and I'm going to lock it at the top over here. Now I'm going to work on this particular one. Come on, come back. Good. Not this one. This one. Yeah, the one at the back. I'm going to reduce the opacity to a little bit. Okay, it seems to be too obvious over there, and I don't like it that way. So I'm going to lock it. It's at the bottom. I just locked it. Once I finish locking it, I now have to proceed with the other things like the person's name. And to enter the person's name, you know what I'm going to do, right? Maybe you don't know now, but once I start doing it, you know. Before that, let me push him up a little bit so that his head can be right in between the happy birthday something. But let me see if I can make him a little bit giant. It's a big man, yo. It's a big man. Good. I think this is perfect now. Now I'm going to bring in the shape, and I have to work on the radius of the shape, reduce the size of it, then bring it here, bringing the shape over here like this. Okay, I think this is okay now. Let me see how it will look. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. So let me see if I can position it well at the middle like this. Then I have to make a duplicate of it, bring the duplicate to the middle. Okay, after that I've downloaded some other thing, so I'm going to import the thing as a texture. Okay, I'm going to add it as a texture, so watch me carefully as I do that. So this is it. It's just a white background I have downloaded, so it's not anything that much. So I'm going to maintain ratio and make it like this. After that, I'll equally have to reduce the opacity of it. Okay, let's say I'm leaving it at 24% for now. Listen to that, for now. Okay, then I'll go back and select the shape that is beneath it. Now I'll go to edit, and I am going to reduce the opacity to 0 and only give it a stroke. Let's say a stroke of 2 is not bad. Then I'll make the stroke color white. And I believe by now most of you should know exactly what we are trying to do over here. Something like a glassy effect or something like that. Now I will go ahead and select the two. Then I'll not match them. I'll just push them to the down like that. Okay, I'm gonna push them to the down like this. I think this part is okay. A little bit down. Good. Now I can select the top one, maybe increase the opacity of it a little bit. Okay, I think this is okay. So what I'm going to do now is to enter the name of the person, just an imaginary name. You know how I do it always. I don't know anyone's name. I just give people names. So I'm using Sam George as the name of the person. Make it capitalized. Then this time around I have to straighten it. It shouldn't be curved. Sorry. Good. Then the color, I'm going to give it color white on a glassy effect. Let me just put it over here. Okay, Honorable Sam George. Who is Sam George? I don't even know the person. I'm just oh, come on, this is going to be someone's real name and I'm just using it. Anyway, sorry, I don't know anyone called Sam George, but this is just for tutorial sake. Now let's go back and bring in our main design, or the design that we are comparing with, and see how far we've come. Okay, to the front, and I think we are pretty much done. Now what you need to know is the fact that this tutorial, let me check the time. No, that's too long already. I don't want the tutorial to keep long. This tutorial, this is going to be part 1 of it. You can see that the design over here is brightening more than the one over here. That's because I've added some other effect to it. So I'll do that in another separate tutorial for you to watch. Okay, I'll do that in another separate video for you to watch. So just go ahead, hit the subscribe button and make sure you turn on notification. Right, when you turn on notification, you'll be able to see whenever I uploaded the next video in this series. Okay, this is how to design a birthday flyer in Pixel Lab using some tricky effects. Okay, and I hope to actually see you in the next one. This is Gospel here from Serene Arts. Bless up.